Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, I do want to go over this with you guys. You guys are probably seeing 5 videos pop up all at once, and it is probably later in the day, but it is still Christmas Day. Now, me and my friend Blaze, who kept winning the fucking coin toss, suggested I do some series. I was originally going to do 4, but you guys are seeing 5. Now, that motherfucker has too much luck. Only 2 of these series are ones I was gonna do. However, 3 of them are ones he got to pick. Me and him went back and forth on some, and if one of them is more popular, aka the one with the most views, it will carry on into the new year. I don't want to make you guys just like the video and ask about that because those words feel sour coming out of my mouth. I'd rather see what you guys do like and follow along with that. Not just beg for likes. I don't like doing shit like that or even asking you guys to subscribe to my channel. But yeah. Anyways, with that little tangent out of the way, let's get into this concept because this is one that I really want to do. We currently will start with Izuku Midoriya. Izuku all his life has lacked one special thing to set him apart from everybody else. Something to make him unique. Something to make him powerful and strong. He has lacked power. A quirk, to be specific. And Izuku, he's always thought about being a hero. He's always wanted to be. He's physically weak, however, without power, and doesn't have much he can do. And Deku, he currently is thinking about a lot. He encountered Bakugo. Bakugo burned his notebook and tossed it out of a window. It was waterlogged, and then he left school. And he was walking through the tunnel. A lot beginning to happen. And there currently is Izuku, who does go to walk through the tunnel, taking the shortcut. We're now him hearing a sound and turning around. However, Deku, he does just want to ignore that sound. We're now him staring at a door, a little bit more confused. And this does sort of alarm him. Currently, Deku going to walk over, and the sludge villain going to actually somewhat jump out of the drain, or jump out of the sewer. Right now, him going to actually turn and begin to scurry away quickly. Him make his way down the road and trying to get away from the number 1 hero. And there actually is Deku, who does go to somewhat walk over and stare at the red door. Because this shouldn't be here. If he remembers correctly, the door is... No. There shouldn't even be one here. Deku turning his head, as currently some people do come running through. Deku turning to see them, and there actually is a pro hero, who does go to yell about what exactly is happening. And Deku's a bit confused. Them ask if he saw a sludge-like man come through here recently. And Deku, he does just nod his head no. Them staring at Deku a bit more confused then. As to their perception, he stands there in front of a wall. One that has nothing there. I mean, yes, there's a bush, but that's about it. And this, it does somewhat surprise Izuku. Currently the man talking about how Izuku should really head home then, because right now the area is unsafe. Though the bridge might come down, so be careful, especially if there is villainous activity that may lead to a fight. Bro gonna turn and bolt down the road, and Deku does a turn back to the door. Right now him seeing a symbol pop up on it, and Deku gonna bring his hand up. Him bring his hand to the knob, and I'm gonna pull his hand away. Ow! Him staring at his hand and seeing a symbol. Huh? But wait, he didn't. Deku bring his hand up and trying to rub the symbol off, but it doesn't go. And Deku, he always won't stare up, Right on him looking at the door as the knob go to twist, and then it does go to push its way open. And Izuku stares into a massive library. No, what? But that isn't. Currently, Deku seeing a few people walking by, and there actually is where Deku he does get a turn. Right now, him hearing a massive sound and deciding to step in because that sounded a little dangerous. Currently, Deku makes his way in quickly and nervously. Him going to turn and look around, and he just does a stare up because the library it's outside, or no, it's a building, but this is connected to a bridge, but he didn't even go downstairs. And how how does this work? Him hearing a sound behind him. Deku turning and watching the door go to click. As the librarian goes on stand there. Them currently as a figure of pure darkness. Smoke forming around them as their tendril, it does go to retract back to their body. And Deku doesn't fully turn and begin to back away. Him staring at them a lot more alarmed, as they would have stepped forwards expressing, "The door to the library must remain closed, other than exiting and entering. It is one of the basic rules for this area. He must be new, considering his reaction." Where am I? A good question, boy. Though, take a look around. Take it in yourself. Usually people who come here for the first time are alarmed. Get a feel for the area. The door will always be here, and it will remain in your world until you walk back through it. However, it may shift and change directions. It won't be far, though. As long as you have that mark on your hand, you will always know where the library is. It'll always be nearby. Though as for where we are in a plane of reality isolated to its own. No one knows when this place was built, and no one knows who built it. Fact of the matter is, boy, you are in the space beyond your very world. You have become a planeswalker. Uh, wait, hang. Other between. Deku turning his head, and currently going to step into the actual library, stepping away from the entrance, and he has to turn his head. Currently, him seeing an elf walk right by him, one with white hair, and Deku stares at her outfit. Uh-huh. Him turning his head, and seeing a man with horns on his head walk by, along with a woman with red skin and particular assets a little bit more exposed. Currently, hers are going to fly by with her wings. And Izuku, he does look to turn his head, his face a little red and staring down. And they currently do go somewhat round a corner and set down some books. Them going to take a seat as they do go to open their book and start reading. And Deku, he has a turn, hearing a particular muttering, and he would then go to look up, staring at himself. No, wait, no, that's him, but older. No, wait, that guy, but he's Deku going to actually turn. Him looking up from his book and turning his head. Right now, him a little bit more confused. Him goes on stand up and walk over, bring his hand out and talking about it. Hi, he must be Izuku. Who are you? Long explanation. Listen, I get how you must be feeling. Listen, I'll keep this a bit short because I don't know what really happens if we interact with each other. I had the same thing happen to me whenever I was you. Or, well, you walk through the door. Um, People come here a lot of the time. The librarian, he's friendly. Just don't try to check out books. He'll try to barter with you, and if you don't barter with something he might want or you don't have on you when you bring it into the library, he might take your soul. What? Up. Hey, hey, hey. You can exchange pieces. You don't have to barter with the whole thing, though he doesn't tell you that. That's something that everyone else has to teach each other. So be careful. Along with that, the library, it's big. You can learn magic here. Listen, I guess I should help you out then, especially because you're me. Though I was gonna kill some time and wait for a friend. Really? Yeah, yeah. Listen, I've been going on a few adventures myself, so you may not see me, so while I'm here, I can help you out. Let's see. Hem goes on stand, and Deku does watch him turn as a piece of his hair is braided and longer than the other segments. And this guy, he's just him. But he's gotta be early 20s, right? But he's wearing a magical robe. That's crazy. Uh, okay. Deku just won't sit down. And this other version of himself does get to run him through the entire process. And Deku, whenever he does actually look at the mark currently on his hand, he does try to at least ask about it. And this counterpart would tell him a few more things, going to express that the mark, it will stay there. However, it does go to alert him, or it will alert him, whenever the library may be moving. So whenever his hand is start to blink, he might want to go through the door. Otherwise, he might end up somewhere else nearby where the library was. It likes to move, but only certain people can see it. People who have magical capabilities. And this does catch Izuku's interest. Currently, Deku hearing from himself a few things. He'll tell him this. Whenever he first started, he thought that magic was very basic and limited. Let him ask him a question, for example. So, he met some other people from different worlds here before. So, is there an All Might in his world? An Endeavor? A Hero Agency? Top Tens? Is there a Bakokatsuki? Or is there a, you know, Katsuki? Huh? No, Bakugo does exist, but Katsuki? It's a long story. Listen, I can let you figure things out. Him bring his hand up and waving to somebody, talking about it. Oh yeah, if he does talk with somebody named Junto, be a bit cautious. The guy likes to come to the library sometimes. He'll know he is because he's a little intense. But he's a pretty interesting guy if he does get the chance to meet him. Though people can come here from all different types of worlds. But at the same time, if you walk through the door after they open it, you'll go to their world. You won't end up back in yours. And sadly, if you do see the library, then you better get through the door fast. Otherwise, you might be stuck in that place. He's been on some wacky adventures, and going to different realities, or, well, I guess, planes as they refer to them here, it is an interesting thing sometimes. In fact, he does have to go to this one world and check a few things out, see how things are there. Listen, he would really, really love to continue this, but he does have to leave. Currently, him gonna stand and gonna quickly run over as you get a turn, expressing to Izuku. By the way, Fireball is a good spell, and he can always level them up. Skills are weird, but they can also evolve. So he'll leave him with that. I'm gonna turn and running over to a blonde girl with long hair. But That chick looks like. No way. Him staring at that. And this does mean quite a bit. And the two, they would walk over to another group of people. Them making their way over to the door and leaving. And Izuku just got turned back to the table. A little bit more surprised. A lot more intrigued. The, this is amazing. But wait, fantasy worlds? Other realities? All this sounds a little weird. But magic. Magical capabilities. That sounds awesome. That sounds amazing. That sounds great. And Deku, he would open a book. Him watching the symbols and patterns move around for him to settle into Japanese. And his eyes do begin to perceive quite a lot. Now, Deku, he does get to start reading through a lot of things. And he does start to have time pass by. Currently, him reading and reading and reading. And even trying to somewhat practice it. Him somewhat muttering things as he does hold up his hands. Trying to be a bit more aware and cautious. It's interesting. In this place, the more he does begin to learn about it, the more interesting it does seem. There's more to this place than he originally thought. Though, meeting another version of himself and seeing that blonde girl. No, blonde woman. She reminded him of. Right. Okay, so what to do then? What to do? Currently, Deku sitting there, and there's where the thing on his hand does begin to blink. Deku staring at that and going to jump up. Him running over and pulling open the door. Right out him being there at the same place as if someone stepped through. Him turning his head and bringing his hand up. And the moment Deku does to close the door will going to disappear in a flash of light. Currently, it going to just, well, turn back into what it was. And Deku looks around a bit. Because the sun is going down. And Deku, he has this one leave. And when he gets home, his mother was worried. His mother was a lot more alarmed. She thought Izuku may have gone to the mall. I mean, she heard that Bakugo got hurt by a villain there. And luckily a hero stepped in to save him, but still, this is not good. And she's just happy that Izuku is safe. But Deku has it go through his mind. Currently, him staring at the bottom of his eyesight. A spell to allow him to look at his stats. A spell to give him basic things. It's intriguing. He talked to himself. And Deku, he was going to bring his hand up. Currently, him should now focus and get things ready. Him going to think about exactly what to do. And Deku, he was going to bring his fingers up. Currently, him flipping his finger and going to actually make a bit of a fire. And Deku will just stare at that. The small little flame pouring from his fingers. And this is incredible. Izuku smiling. Him happy. And the flame, it does begin to die out. And Izuku, he does begin to watch his quote-unquote mana deplete. Though, it does mean quite a bit. Izuku can learn magic. It'll take time, but he can be a hero. Use spells and incantations and learn more about them. Not even just that. If he's the only person in the world who knows about this library, he can learn any power, any magic, he can learn so much. And this, it does make Izuku happy. Though it also does make him a bit more concerned. He can learn anything. Come and go from the library as he pleases. But that's gonna be harder. The librarian guy, you can bargain with him, negotiate, but you have to take something there. You have to think on that. And Izuku, he does not get very much sleep. Currently, him heading off the next day to school. And Bakugo, he is not there. He's currently in the hospital, trying to recuperate and rest after what happened with the sludge villain. And this does mean quite a bit. And we do actually have a week later. Izuku has been able to find the library a bit more. He's been going out and trying to be quote unquote more active with some of his classmates. Him telling that a bit to his mother. He doesn't want to lie to her, but at the same time, that library is a good place. And Deku, when he does a walk in, he does have a lot going through his mind. Currently, Deku walking right up to the desk and staring at the librarian, who does just not stand there. Currently, books flying through the air and flapping. Them going to actually close and land in the man's hand as it does a turn and begin to sort them out. Them disappearing wherever they're put into cubbies. And this, Deku just gets stare at. Him just trying to ask if he can check out a book. The man does not turn. And Deku, he does hear that unnatural sound from the man. Almost like a low hum. And it's a little bit more intimidating. The librarian moving forwards and asking Izuku if he is willing to trade. Yes. I wanted to get a book on the basics of magic, mana control, everything like that, and incantations. I was hoping to get something that's good, and well, um, I have something to trade for it. But if I give the book back, do I get the item back? Yes. Yes, you do. However, the item, it must be deemed of equal importance. Really? But I don't have magical items in my world. At least I don't think I do. I hush now. Hush. Him expressing to Izuku. Right now him bringing his hand up and turning. Currently a book going to fly through the air and land in the man's hand. Him going to actually set it down and slide it forwards. And Deku does stare at its hefty size. It's bigger than a textbook. Okay, certainly does mean quite a bit. Him turning to the man and going to actually reach into his bag. Okay. Let's see. He bought a few things and it will suffice. Izuku a little confused, and the librarian would go to express. An item of equal value is only equal because of what it does hold. If Izuku deems it to be equal, then it may not be to him. However, it is more than just physical value. Knowledge is power, and here they encourage those to learn. However, if it is a personal artifact of his own, then that does hold power. Currently him bringing out his hand, and Deku would stare at this dark mass of energy that looks like a human hand with claws, and expressing, an item of physical importance is also nice, something the individual deems to be important. It is nice, and this will suffice. And Deku, he was going to pull out the limited edition All Might action figure. He brought it because, well, it's a rarity. And if this place is out of many realities, then, well, I mean, it should be unique. But at the same time, nothing is unique, I guess. He's run this idea in his mind over and over again, and Now he's actually learning how checking out a book works. Deku bringing his hand down, and the librarian would take the action figure and carefully get a turn. Now it going to turn back to Izuku and slide the book forwards. Deku not sure what he did with it. And currently Izuku is told he will hold on to that item until he does return this book. He can return it at any time. However, if he does not bring it back, then the item will not be returned, no matter what he does say. However, he may still check out books, though he will have to give up items of more importance. And this does somewhat surprise Izuku. He'll have to give up more things that are important to him, that hold personal value. And Deku, he has to pick up the book. Him going to walk over to an area and sit down. Currently, him opening it up as he does begin to read. And a few people around him, they are doing their own things, all silently reading and going over some of their own data on magic. And this, it does begin to do quite a lot for Izuku. Deku, after he has spent some time reading here, he would leave and decide to try and practice some of the spells he might have learned. It's going to take time, but repeated use of his magic should build it. Also, doing little things here and there. Getting stronger, getting better. This quote-unquote system he does have. It's intriguing. But at the same time, he does want to learn more about it. And there actually is where Deku, he does do quite a bit. Currently, him, after school, packing up his bag and getting things ready. And Bakugo himself does a turn, seeing Izuku as he does walk with a bit more confidence. Currently, him turning and going to bolt out of the hallway. People watching Deku run out of school and turn. Him making his way down the road and trying to figure out what he should do. Him running a bit fast and trying to somewhat catch his breath, because he's not used to exerting himself so physically. In this, it does make Izuku a bit more concerned. Currently, him making his way around the city and trying to find where the library might be. And today, the library, it is still in the place it's been set down at for a few days. Right now, him thinking about a lot. Him currently going to walk down one of the aisles and trying to find a book on fire magic. Even one that might be about fire breathing. He wants to do the same thing his dad can do. If he can do it with magic, then that's still cool. It's still awesome. It's still Deku going to actually walk into a man. Currently, him goes on turn and fall into the ground. Deku goes on sit there for a second as the man would turn, bring his hand down and asking Izuku if he is alright. Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry. Him bringing his hand out and being pulled to his feet by the man. Him going to express he must be very careful. It's very, well, dangerous here. Also, if he does make a ruckus, or, well, do something he's not supposed to, aka like cast a spell in his place, the librarian may not like it. He does allow simple spells, but ones that cause damage, they are not good. The library has had incidents before, and the man does stand there. And Deku, he does somewhat feel his aura. The amount of magic leaking off of him is a lot. And he would somewhat try and ask if he happens to be, um, well, oh God, what was it he was called? It's on the tip of his tongue. He met this one guy who was, well, he was him, but from another world. Has he met, or, well, has he seen his face? No, I haven't. In fact, I've been rather busy myself. Though, I am curious to test out more of this magic. I'm trying to go through the elements and learn them. I believe that it will be quite interesting for what I have planned. Really? And what are you planning? I'm going to turn to Izuku and going to smile, expressing about how he's just trying to garner more knowledge to help people, because that is what he wants to do. Him going to ask Izuku, exactly what is he trying to do? And Deku, he would express similar things, talking about how he's trying to learn magic so that he can be a hero in his world. And the man, he would turn, expressing to Izuku about how he does hope his journey is good, and maybe they may see each other again one day. In fact, maybe they can test out their magics against each other. He has had to test them in places in his world. However, he's assuming that Izuku has some place similar. Not really. I go to a beach. Really? Hmm. I go to a field. Interesting. However, have a good day now. I'm gonna turn and walk away. And Deku, he does stare at the man, who has white hair, a little bit more intrigued. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day, and Merry Christmas.